Hey folks, Alex Saunders. Welcome to another Steelers Practice Report here at Steelers Now YouTube channel. Welcome Chris Ward to the channel. Chris has been writing for us for a number of years. Just got him out here from Philly for training camp practice today, and he'll be here tomorrow and at the preseason game on Saturday. Chris, welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to come out here. It's a great scene here at St. Vincent College.
Yeah, so last practice here at St. Vincent today was not in pads. It was still very competitive. We had 7 shots, which the offense won. I scored at 4-3. A couple nice throws from Russell Wilson. And Justin Fields had one where he hit Jonathan Ward in the flat and also escaped the pocket. We usually don't count those, but it was a walk-in, so could have been 5-2 if you want to be generous to the offense. That breaks the trend. We talked a lot about the offense. We're doing better with pads on. Today they got the better of the defense without the pads on. Russell Wilson was, for the first time I would say, the clear first-team quarterback today. He did not split any reps with Justin Fields. Fields was the second team. Wilson was the first team, which leads me to believe that we are going to see Russell Wilson in the Saturday preseason game against the Buffalo Bills, although Mike Tomlin mum on details on that for right now. He did say all hands on deck for the joint training camp practice with the Buffalo Bills at Acrisure Stadium tomorrow afternoon, so perhaps we will see Wilson participate in that. Other than that, another big day for the offense in terms of deep passing. We saw a couple explosive plays down the field. Darnell Washington got in the act. He kind of mossed Devontae Casey a little bit, and it seemed like the offense is clicking now. I feel like we've seen the full Arthur Smith offense where we knew they were going to run the ball. We saw them kind of using George over the middle and moving him around. Now, I think the last thing to come into place has been that deep passing. It's been really consistent this last week. Chris, you got fresh eyes on training camp. What were your takeaways from today's practice?
For the first practice that I've been to, I thought Russell Wilson looked really good. I saw that vintage moon ball, that they like to throw. Like you mentioned, Darnell Washington had a really nice grab. It's tough to say with without the pads on, but I thought Russell Wilson looked good, and from all the reports that I've read, he seems like he'll be the QB1.
Yeah, I think he's he was going to have to lose that job, and I don't think he has. I wrote that on my winners and losers from training camp this morning, and I think he's pretty well solidified himself as the Steelers quarterback. We still have 2 preseason games to go. That could always change, but I think you should feel pretty good about Russell Wilson standing at this point. A couple injuries of note today in practice. Lost Nate Herbig late to some kind of upper body injury. Zach Frazier replaced him and worked in with the ones for the final team period. Grayland Arnold went down with a calf injury, and Jonathan Ward with a hamstring. Arnold looked pretty serious, got taken off on a cart. Tough break for Arnold. He'd been working with the first team this week as the Steelers were kind of giving him a shot to win that job from Beanie Bishop, who had it early. Arnold had been dealing with a little bit of an injury. They gave him an opportunity. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to come through with that right now. So I think, that job is going to kind of fall to Beanie Bishop almost by default at this point. They do have Thomas Graham, and they just brought in another slot corner today. But it's pretty hard to win a job when your first training camp practice is the last one. Did get 2 pieces of good injury news. Got Alex Highsmith back and got Keeanu Benton back to action. Benton was out there in team periods. Highsmith was not. I talked to him after practice. He said he wants to play in a preseason game. He's getting antsy, missing stuff, but he feels really good, felt good with his work today. You're not sure about this Saturday, but one of the next 2 games you will see Alex Highsmith back out there. And then he also said he really liked the way that Nick Herbig and Jeremiah Moon have run with the opportunities that they got since they've been in that starting lineup. Did you see anything from the defense that stood out to you today?
Not too much. Just Joey Porter, how big he is. I never really realized how big he is.
He's big.
Yeah.
We got our first look at those 3 new players, including Tykeem Doss, the new offensive lineman claimed off waivers from Baltimore, listed at 380. I am not joking. When he's about as wide as the 2 of us standing together. He's not even like I have more of a gut than he does. He's just the widest human being I've ever laid eyes on. A big dude. Worked a little bit at right tackle today. Didn't see a lot of them out there, but size is its own. Is its own big is its own type of good when it comes to offensive line. So excited to get a longer look at him as things move forward. I think that's it as far as I did talk to Dante Jackson after practice as well. He said he's fine. He hasn't been practicing all this week, but Mike Tomlin's minimizing it. Dante also minimized it, said it's not a big deal. He'll be back probably sometime next week. And also, I talked to a couple of people after practice. You got a hold of Christian Kuntz, which is cool. You used to cover Duquesne for Pittsburgh Sports Now. What did Christian have to say?
He just he talked about Coach Schmidt and how much he meant to him, in his football career. He also talked about, the scene here at St. Vincent College and how he used to come here, being that he's from Pittsburgh and everything. It's like we come over here talking about, it's like only one of the few places that still has their training camps at a college.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin in his press conference today was talking a lot about his appreciation for the atmosphere, the fans that come here, the people that take care of them, the people around town that they see year in and year out. This really is a special place. It's awesome when you catch up with Steelers that are new to the team, guys that come in from other franchises, and they're just blown away by what the Steelers have here. It definitely is a special place, special time of year. Anything else that stood out to you about your first camp practice, whether it was on the field or off the field or the campus, anything?
Just from the reports being, seeing here Justin Fields, him as a runner, they did a little one-on-one drill, running one-on-one, and he's really elusive, and it'll be interesting to see, him as a runner this season.
Yeah, I think they have to find a way to use him in some kind of package. Calvin Austin is the GOAT in that drill.
Yeah,
he is just really untouchable. It's like not even fair. But there's always a couple guys that surprise. I thought LaQuay Washington, the new linebacker, just signed this week, did pretty well for himself. But then he got beat by not someone that you would expect to get beaten by. Kyle Allen got him up the sideline. They do this drill right over here about the 50-yard line. After Allen beat him, he ran all the way to the end zone and dunked on the goalpost after getting his one rep win in that drill. A lighthearted moment. I think that's the kind of thing the Steelers thrive on, is even if they're not hitting like they weren't today, they find a way to be competitive. That drill's super competitive. You saw like the goal line period and the 7 shots, always super competitive, even when they don't have pads on. Mike Tomlin, again, really appreciative of that work. Going forward, we got this joint practice with the Buffalo Bills tomorrow. I've never covered anything like this. Most of the players here have never experienced something like this. I did talk to Patrick Queen earlier this week, and he said, it can get a little chippy. There can be a little bit of ugliness, but it's good work. And the Steelers are planning on using their big guys. You asked Mike Tomlin, he said all hands on deck. So I'm excited to see what we're able to learn from that one. I'm interested in that, and we'll be there at Extra Stadium tomorrow afternoon to cover that. Chris, anything else?
Tomlin just mentioned about his relationship with Sean McDermott.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, there's a lot of fights at these sometimes, and there's nastiness, and teams get – and he's not anticipating any of that, mostly because of his relationship with Sean McDermott. The Steelers and Bills have seen each other a lot, too. I think this will be like the 6th straight year they will have seen the Bills in some fashion in preseason, regular season, or postseason. Obviously, the end of last season in Buffalo didn't go the way the Steelers were hoping. Chris, tell everybody where they can find you and on social media.
Oh, yeah, you can follow me on Twitter, or actually...
whatever you want to call it.
CW underscore, or at CW underscore... CWard _94. Sorry, yeah.
There you go.
I'm trying to think about my Twitter.
Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel here. Hit that bell for notifications. Don't miss anything from Steelers training camp, which is over. But as we move into the preseason and the regular season, you're still going to want to keep up with the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm sure. I'll have another episode with Steelers Afternoon Drive with Zachary Smith coming up next. And then, of course, we'll have more episodes of Steelers Morning Rush, Practice Report, Sights and Sounds, everything coming up as we roll through the preseason and into the 2024 Steelers regular season. For Chris Ward, I'm Alan Saunders. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you next time.